And if you read this lawsuit, Noushin is saying Skip started accusing her of sleeping with Shannon Sharpe. That's a man that's trying to compete with Shannon Sharpe. And he's jealous of Shannon Sharpe and all of Shannon Sharpe's conquest. Shannon walked around that place like he was banging every makeup and wardrobe girl in the place.
Jason Whitlock talks about the Skip Bayless lawsuit. Check out what Whitlock had to say.
There are people have asked me about, you really think Skip Bayless offered her $1.5 million to have sex? And I was like, well, that's in the lawsuit, but here's how that could happen potentially. So if you understand Skip's personality and how hyper competitive in a delusional way, he's competitive. He actually thought the debates on that show were real.
I ain't gonna lie, Skip Bayless, he be going overboard with those debates, slamming his hand on the table, saying it's my turn, and telling Shannon to put his glasses on. So Skip treats debating like sports.
He actually thought there was a winner and loser to the debates he and Shannon Sharpe were having. He took that thing very seriously. I think, in my view, I think Skip's a little bit on the spectrum. He's a weird and different dude. And so he's locked into a competition with Shannon Sharpe in his mind. Shannon Sharpe is somewhat giggling, like, competition with Skip Bayless? I'm in the NFL Hall of Fame. The things Skip speculates about as it relates to sports, I know intimately. My brother, Sterling, an even better player than me. We know this sports game and arena. We were unbelievable athletes. In Shannon's mind, he's like, I'm not competing with Skip Bayless. This is a wannabe ex-jock who wrote about sports. He's in no competition. But eventually, Shannon is sharp enough. He's got that old school Southern street smarts enough to know Skip Bayless thinks he's competing with me. Well, let me draw Skip Bayless into a competition he will never be on the same planet with me on.
What's that?
You want to debate LeBron and GOAT, blah, 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 have at it. But in these sexual Olympics that athletes play in every day of their life, Skip Bayless is so outside of his area of expertise.
So I don't know if there was a competition like that to where Skip Bayless seen Shannon Sharpe having motion in the office, cool, fun motion, nothing crazy, but maybe Skip Bayless took that overboard. Like, yo, if Shannon Sharpe, he's getting all these conversations and all these laughs and giggles, let me try to do the same as well. And that may have been a mistake on Skip Bayless' end.
And so what happens in these locker room environments at these sports networks, they inject them with all these athletes and they inject them with that locker room culture because they brought all those athletes in. There's a sexual Olympics inside of male locker rooms. Probably female locker rooms too, but I've never been in a female locker room. But in a male locker room, there's a sexual competition going on. Everybody swapping stories about who they're banging. Yep. And if you can rope someone like Skip Bayless into that sexual competition inside the locker room environment that's created at FS1, it's created at ESPN, wherever athletes go, they bring that culture with them. And so Skip Bayless, at his own foolishness, thinks he's competing with Shannon Sharpe and Shannon Sharpe's ability to seduce, flirt with, conquer the women inside the Fox Sports wardrobe, makeup, hairstylist locker room.
Yeah, Skip, man, I don't know what you was thinking. 1.5 million allegedly. If that were the case, again, you got plenty of people in the entertainment industry. One of your good homies, best friend, Lil Wayne. I'm sure you could have reached out like, look, Wayne, I got to get my rocks off. Things ain't going well at the crib. Me and the wifey getting into it. I just need to see something else. He could have took any direction. You could have went to a club, your local club, and just made it rain for the night, whatever the case may be. he didn't have to go about it allegedly that way if the rumors are true and the allegations of the 1.5 for the cat.
And if you read this lawsuit, Noushin is saying Skip started accusing her of sleeping with Shannon Sharpe. That's a man that's trying to compete with Shannon Sharpe. And he's jealous of Shannon Sharpe and all of Shannon Sharpe's conquest. I'm going to say something here. I don't want you to misconstrue it, because the woman I'm about to reference here is someone I really like and respect. I'm not accusing her of anything. I'm just telling you what happened, and you can go check the tape. What you don't know is what happened behind the scenes. But some of you will remember this. Skip Bayless insinuated, flat out, somewhat stated that Jenny Taft was having some sort of inappropriate relationship with Shannon Sharpe.
If that's true, Skip Bayless, guy code number 1, you cannot spill the beans. If that was true between Jenny and Shannon, whatever the case may be, that's an automatic L for the guy code. If you're Skip Bayless, man, you can't throw salt on people game. If they was playing around like that, don't know if it's true or not, all allegations. For Skip Bayless to kind of player hate like that, man, Skip, step your game up, bro. You trying to debate everything. You trying to debate outside of the debate show and all types of stuff. So Skip Bayless doing nasty work out there, player hating on Shannon Sharpe.
He said something about seeing her come out of Shannon's dressing room or something like that. And she got upset on air, but off air, as soon as that show was over, she ran upstairs and lit in to the executives.
Yeah, she should.
One executive in particular. About this, Skip Bayless basically just accused me of sleeping. And Jenny Taft is married, and so she was irate. And this happened on air.
Damn,
and that was my first clue. Like, oh, this dude is jealous of Shannon Sharpe, and he's seeing ghosts everywhere.
It could be some jealousy going on with Skip Bayless. Again, you see Shannon Sharpe, Hall of Famer, multiple-time Pro Bowler, multiple-time Super Bowl champion. You got the aura, you got the motion out there in media going viral outside of Fox Sports at the time. And you had Skip Bayless, he was always in this bubble, maybe a bubble he created for himself, but it looks like it could have been some jealousy on Skip Bayless' part.
And Shannon's putting those ghosts out there. Shannon walked around that place like he was banging every makeup and wardrobe girl in the place.
Damn.
His little wing, the undisputed downstairs wing, dressing room area, whatever, Shannon was known for running around there in the tightest little boxer shorts that he could find and nothing else.
So it looked like Shannon Sharpe allegedly, he was, handling business, standing on business at Fox. And if that were the case, as long as everything was cool, nothing crazy going on, by all means, have at it. But when you start to have stuff like that within the workplace, it's best to kind of stay away from that. If you want to handle your business, there's plenty of people outside of your workplace to where you can have your fun with. So wise words, man. Y'all stay on point on that 9 to 5.
Me and Cowher were on the second floor. I'm telling you what I heard. I'm just telling you what I heard. I'll just leave it at that. But he has baited Skip Bayless, for lack of a better explanation, into a pimp competition.
Pimping.
Who can have the most girls in hair and makeup like them, want to be with them? And again, Skip's mindset is competition, and I'm competing with Shannon Sharpe. And Shannon Sharpe has now baited him into the sexual Olympics. And now Skip Bayless like, oh, he's sleeping with Jenny Taft. Oh, he must be sleeping with Noushin. And Skip and Noushin were very close. From afar, to me, it looked like they were best friends. They were, I'd see them in hair and makeup quite often, always conversating. Again, I don't know what they were talking about, but reading this lawsuit and what she's saying is at some point, Skip clearly got jealous and thought she was sleeping with Shannon Sharpe and kept accusing her of that.
Skip ain't got that talk game. He ain't got motion like that. You seen Shannon Sharpe, the way he moved? He's like, man, I can't do it like that. Here go 1.5. Here you go, man. Here go 1.5 under the table. So that's crazy work if that was true on Skip Bayless' part.
And so could I see Skip, and as close as he and Noushin were, could I see Skip getting into a conversation that at the time he thought was playful, where he's then, again, because he's entered this sexual competition, he's throwing it out on the table, he's talking to noushin, the way he's overheard Shannon Sharpe talk to all of these women.
Allegedly.
These are just facts. Shannon Sharpe kept a flirtatious conversation going on with all of them.
Damn.
Things would fall out of his mouth to these women, and they'd laugh and they'd engage in a conversation with him that you couldn't pay me $1 million to say this stuff at work.
So Shannon, be careful out there. I know you like to be cool and cordial, but if that's true that you were being, friendly like that at work, as long as lines weren't crossed, hopefully nobody come out with no claims against Shannon. But again, man, y'all be careful at the workplace. Handle your business outside of work, because you're seeing what's going on with Skip Bayless. Maybe if this was outside of the workplace, maybe it would have been different. But having situations like that on the job, you're going to find yourself in muddy waters.
That mentality, that locker room mentality of millionaires, could Skip Bayless end up in a joking conversation with noushin, hairstylist, where they're talking about, hey, what type of scholarship program would I put you on? And could noushin joke or have her overheard Shannon or somebody else say in passing, girl, I'll break you off $20K a month. We can do a 3-year deal. And could noushin say, yeah, Shannon or Steven Jackson or somebody else that used to frequent on them shows was talking about, yeah, I put you on $1 million scholarship. And Skip fire back, I'll do 1.5. He's saying this jokingly, but he said it.
Yeah, in all fairness to Skip, again, these are allegations. It could have been like, you know what, here go 1.5, take it or leave it type of stuff. And maybe she didn't, go for the bait. But again, man, you start throwing numbers out there. This stuff always comes back to bite you, man. When you have the notoriety and the fame like Skip, even if you were playing around, like, I give you 1.5 for 3 years. We can keep this on the low. We can just, this is our business. But when you start talking like that, you got to know who you're talking to, because anybody can flip that story around and find yourself in a lawsuit.
Y'all got help me out here. Who's that other woman there? That's on the side, because I don't know who that is. I know that's Skip Bayless. Is that noushin? If that's noushin, that's a great, great picture of noushin. Yeah. Oh, that's noushin. Yeah, that's noushin looks good, but she normally don't look that good.
I ain't gonna lie, Jayson Whitlock, he be, doing his real journalism stuff, but he be throwing shots. Jayson Whitlock, you petty for that.
I'll have to refresh. noushin looks good, big butt, breast, pretty face when she's dolled up, but that's a really good picture. But anyway, could Skip get in that conversation? Absolutely. And then could a lawyer come in years later when this thing spins out of control and turn it into a super negative conversation that makes Skip Bayless look like a clown? Yes.
That's what I'm saying. A cool, funny, cordial conversation. I got 1.5 for you, man. Go ahead and bust it wide open for me. Now it can come back to bite you years later. So again, man, I sound like a broken record, but be careful out there.
That's how that happens. He started competing with Shannon Sharpe in the sexual Olympics, and he got out over his skis, and he said something stupid, and now a lawyer has it and has turned it into something else. That's how that goes down.
Yeah, man, Skip Bayless, not a good look. You're not going to do no jail time for this. This is all civil. So again, man, if you offered her 1.5, she turned it down, and now she going after the multi-millions. You got to throw in Fox, FS1, Joy Taylor. You got to throw in these names just to kind of heighten up the lawsuit, get all the money you can. But again, don't know if it's true or not. But as far as Skip Bayless being jealous of Shannon Sharpe, we've seen the debates turn into arguments and the Jenny Taft allegations that they may have had something involved, her and Shannon. So the dirty macking, the disrespect and all that stuff that Skip Bayless showed, the karma's coming back. Again, all allegations. This is all alleged stuff going on as far as the lawsuits and all the contents within the lawsuit. But Skip Bayless, you got your work cut out for you, bro. So we'll see what happens moving forward with Skip Bayless, Fox, and this whole lawsuit. And again, I'll keep y'all updated. Like, subscribe, comment. What do you think about the Skip Bayless lawsuit? I want to know your thoughts about this. Like, subscribe, comment. Peace.